products rated E to M.
Hi, it's Larry Herb, Xbox's Major Nelson. Welcome to the official Xbox podcast. You have liked us, you have subscribed to us, you have hit us on Twitter, you have told us you like us, you really like us, and we're excited to be back this week.
We really want you to like us, if it wasn't clear. No.
Rebecca's over there, and look who's over here. We've got Malik, and as Jeff called out last week, it's the Malik of the week. So it's good to see you, Malik.
It's the actual
It's
Malik.
the real Malik.
It's the real Malik.
Exactly,
Yeah, Jeff is. I don't know where he is. I think he's off on one of those school holidays. It's in the North America. There's a lot this time of the year. There's a lot of the schools that are, and we talk about this every year at this time. I do not. I know all three of us here grew up in the United States, and we went through the school system here. I don't remember getting all this time off when I was that young. Do you guys remember getting all this time off?
I kind of do. I feel like, well, Jeff talks about, I think Jeff mentioned like even the midwinter break in February, which I got in New York City public schools. We had a ton of time off, and like snow days and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess I don't know. Depends on the area, probably.
Right. Of course. Depends on the area. But anyway, Jeff's not here, so we asked Malik to slip in. And Malik, a couple of weeks ago, you teased something. You were working on a project that we're going to reveal later on in the show. So for those of you that have been listening to the show for some time, we're excited to have we're having a reveal, a world premiere. But first, we're going to get into what we are playing. Rebecca, over there in New York City, tell us what you're playing this week and what you've been up to.
Yeah. So I mentioned last week I had downloaded Weird West and then the new Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game, which is action adventure, first person. So I started playing through that this weekend. I really liked it. It's a little bit off-putting having like the characters don't really look anything like the actors who play them in the movies. Like, I mean, they look good. Like the Drax is way hotter in this game than in the movie, but the banter and the voices and everything, it's actually really, I find it really endearing. I like it. It reminds me of the movies in a time where there isn't a lot. Well, I guess there is some stuff going on in the Marvel Universe. I also watched the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight. I don't know if you guys watched that. But anyway, the game's pretty cool. It's out on Game Pass. If you want to try it out, I recommend it. I'm still playing through it, but I'll report back again. I don't know. Have either of you played it?
I have not. We've talked about this in the show. I am not a comic book universe fan.
That's right.
I just haven't really had time to do a lot of that in my life, and so it's not that I dislike it. I just not interested in it. So it's like,
it's all good.
So what about you, Malik?
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch movies or TV. Like some people who know me may know that I am not a watcher of TV shows or movies. I watch documentaries. I'm kind of boring like that.
Wait a minute. That's like
a little bit of a It's a little bit of like a flex. It's like I'm too sophisticated for movies and TV.
Or it's either that or it's like, hey, I'm the old man guy because I like watching documentaries. So what have you? By the way, Malik, you should tell me. Have you seen any good documentaries lately?
Well, one of my favorite documentaries is probably a really tough one. It's called How to Die in Oregon. Just look it up. I won't spoil it.
I think I can figure it out from the title. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those really rough ones. But there's also a good one on Netflix. I won't even bring it up. I watch some of the darker documentaries, and so I don't know if this is an appropriate topic for this, but I love watching ones that kind of go through some darker topics because I feel like there's just a lot to learn.
All right, well let's go a little bit happier. What are you playing? Let's get back up. Let's get back into the lane here.
Yeah, everyone in the comments is like, "What's going on in the show?" No, so I actually am not playing anything new this week. I try when I come on the show to bring something new that I've played, but unfortunately I haven't started playing anything new. But I've been playing 2 games that I mentioned last time, Apex. But this time with Apex, I brought a little thing here just to show off. So this is Steam Deck.
Let me go full screen on you. Hold on. There you go. Show off your Steam Deck.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. It's probably blown out a little bit, but the screen looks beautiful in person. But
I'm not familiar with the Steam Deck. Is it what platform is it technically running on?
Oh,
so
boy.
Yeah, it runs Steam.
Sorry.
But no, it's okay. I mean, I don't blame you because quite frankly, like these have been so hard to get. Like I feel like they have held back a little bit on promoting, but yeah, it's just awesome. If anybody hasn't checked it out, it's this awesome new handheld, huge screen, pretty good resolution. And Valve makes it, and it runs Steam, but it also is kind of open source, so you can load up like Windows on it, and that's how you can play Game Pass cloud games. And so I've been playing Apex on the Steam Deck, which, by the way, if you have one, if you've been lucky enough to get one, the Game Pass team has done a lot of great updates for some of the games optimized for Steam Deck. So definitely,
are you playing Apex natively? Because I don't think it's not on cloud gaming yet.
It's not. It's on Steam. Apex, is native. And so definitely nothing compared to having an Xbox controller because, again, I may be biased, but we have the best controller in the gaming. But I will say, even though the layout, the ABXY is similar to the Xbox controller, when I'm holding it, I'm thinking Switch. And so the A and B buttons, I still get mixed up.
So even though exactly because it's such a small form, it's a similar form factor. You're used to that. Okay, that makes sense. I could see that.
The thing that I've loved about this is that in the past, a lot of the games that came out on handhelds were like dumbed down versions. Actually, there were versions that didn't even represent like what a console like experience was.
Right.
But with Steam Deck, it is basically like a little laptop. And so a lot of the games run natively on this. But of course, you can like I mentioned for Game Pass, play a lot of the Game Pass cloud games. And I've seen people play Forza Horizon 5 and it looks phenomenal. I just got it yesterday, so I'm excited to jump into it. So that is Apex, but I'm not very good with it on the Steam Deck. I will say that.
I know Phil's been playing around with one, and as you said, the cloud team, our xCloud team, has been working to optimize some games there so that you can get as many. For xCloud and frankly Xbox, we want you to be able to play your Game Pass games wherever you are. So that's really so you're playing a little bit. That's kind of cool, Malik. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course. I just wanted to pop a little surprise in.
That one would also say that's kind of a flex.
Well, what can I say? I mean, it's like I mentioned, it's really hard to get.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of proud. I'm proud. I don't know.
Did you pull any
to prepare something for show and tell next time Malik comes on. I want to feel cool too. Dang.
No, you're just cool by yourself. I have to overcompensate for my lack of coolness.
He needs props.
Props.
Anyway, well, that's cool. That's cool, Malik. Yeah, it's funny. We'll talk about one more thing that you brought to the show in a second. Speaking of flexes, I'm playing, I'm still playing a little bit of Halo. I'm waiting for season 2. They announced a lot of season 2 details last week. I'm excited about that. I've got a crowd folks that I play with all over the country that we get together for about a half hour every night, couple fiestas, couple big teams, and then we're out. It's just kind of and then I move on to other games. And one of the games that I started playing because of you, Rebecca, was Weird West.
Oh yeah? How are you liking it?
I'm enjoying it. I started playing it on, just like Tunic, I played most of that on cloud, and I kind of wanted to do the same thing with Weird West. So I'm starting to do most of it with cloud gaming, and I'm actually having a good time with it. The gaming was a little difficult for me because it's isometric and you're kind of removed from it. So it doesn't do there's no aim assist, right? It's just kind of, you got to figure it out. But it's a cute game. It's captured me, and I don't know why. That's kind of the hallmark of the game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I definitely have to try it out then. So this weekend when I was kind of figuring out like which one I wanted to play, I figured that this one would be like, my roommate was kind of sitting on the couch and like eating her ramen next to me. And so I was like, okay, I need to find one that maybe she'll kind of enjoy watching. And I figured that the Guardians of the Galaxy one would be a little bit more entertaining, which it was. Right. So many little quippy jokes and sassy Rocket, but you have full-size Groot, which I actually prefer like baby or teenage Groot, but maybe those jokes are lost on this crowd here. But anyway, yes. So Weird West, I want to try it out.
You're the one that put me onto it last week.
Yes, I know. It's in the queue. I mean, that's the problem with, I think we always talk about being like an adult gamer and not having enough time to play all the games that look exciting. Like we can get to a little bit later, but like I asked our audience last week, if there were any unexpected gems in Xbox Game Pass, and we got some really good answers.
Do you want to give them right now?
Gotten longer. Sure, we can.
Yeah, let's and then I'll talk about, I got something else we want to talk about, but go ahead.
Cool. Okay, so some of these are games that we've had on the show from developer friends. So one is No One Saves the World, which I just talked to that team, I think like 2 months ago. Also The Gunk. I cannot praise The Gunk enough, but I love the joke from Papa Giorgio, which is the game in no way sucks, which is funny because in the game you're kind of walking around with a big vacuum, sort of. Dead Cells from Waboohoo. That actually looks pretty cool. I had to Google quite a few of these because I haven't heard of them. This one's a roguelike.
That's why we asked. This is a great public service we're providing the crowd. We're trying to give you guys a little bit of a curated experience, more curated experience.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a public service as much as it is like, oh, I'm learning about new games that I personally want to play. So thank you, everyone. I think the one that looked the most exciting to me was Omno, OMNO, from XBatDad X. It's a puzzle platformer. They said that the game looks relaxing and beautiful, and it does. The art style looks really unique and kind of eerie in a little bit.
Eerie.
Yeah, we got a lot of really good answers this week. So thank you so much. Yeah, thanks everyone.
And if you're wondering,
for sending those
to Rebecca's point, if you're wondering where you see these, if you subscribe in Spotify, we're one of the only video game podcasts on Spotify. And as you're listening in the Spotify client, specifically the mobile client, scroll down and you'll see the question and you can put in your answer and then it goes out there and everybody can see it. We take some of them, pin them up. So just to kind of get that dialogue going a little bit, other than the YouTube comments over there that are kind of raking Malik over the coals for his dark documentary tastes.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, wow, I really went there. But no, I'm just that kind of guy. I just love documentaries.
Rebecca, do you want to roll into some of the news and we'll kind of get going on the show here?
All right. So we have some great additions to Xbox Game Pass this week. Life is Strange: True Colors, which I think most people have heard of, award-winning, awesome game. We also have Panzer Corps 2, Corps 2, strategy game with modern technical refinements. We have Lost in Random. Oh, you know what? That one, I was actually looking at that one too. That one looked pretty cool. Now available for PC Game Pass and Ultimate members, thanks to EA Play.
Yep.
And then we also have the Dungeon of Naholbeck through PC Game Pass, in addition to cloud and console.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have some other Xbox Game Pass Ultimate perks. So for MLB The Show 22, the launch bundle, Paramount Plus, Marvel Unlimited, and Halo Infinite. So
check that out.
Just a couple of sales also. We have the Xbox Spring Sale going on in the Microsoft Store. So that's now through April 21st. So that's through next Thursday. Save up to 80% off of Xbox games. And then lastly, we have the Minecraft Marketplace Spring Sale. And that takes place through the 18th of April. You can have up to 75% off of world skins, texture packs, and more. We also have Bug Snacks. I love that title. Bug Snacks. SNAX, coming to Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass April 28th. So still a couple weeks to go, but that one looks really cool. It's a slapstick comedy title coming to Xbox, but it's accompanied by the Big Free Big Snacks update, which includes a strange new island and a bunch of hours of new story and quest content, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
And then the last thing I'll just mention, Games with Gold, we have free play days. So this coming weekend, free play days will include Control Hunting Simulator 2 through April 17th. And then we also have the Elder Scrolls Online through April 26th for a couple more weeks. So go get those while you can.
I got to go back. I've got the 2 box right now because I didn't know where Malik was. So let me go back to the 3 box. Malik, are you there? What happened? You pieced out.
I don't know. I think somebody came and attacked my internet. I guess the other game that I'm playing, if we want to go into it now, I mentioned it when I was on the show 2 weeks ago, was WWE 2K22.
Yes.
Now, let me set this up.
You had homework.
I had homework. Now, WrestleMania just passed, and I was so inspired after I made this promise that I was like, I have to get this done. So if you didn't see the show or listen to the show 2 weeks ago, I said that I would go into the game and use its amazing Creator Wrestler function, as inspired by a lot of folks in the Kind of Funny community, to make Jeff and Larry in the show. Larry says he hasn't seen it. I hopefully I believe you. But so making Jeff was unfortunately impossible because I was looking for, you need a picture of a person looking into the camera head first, not smiling at all. Well, barely smiling. And I couldn't find one of Jeff, but Larry had the perfect headshot for it. And so I was like, I'll still make Larry and I'll put him against one of the biggest WWE superstars of all time, John Cena. So I went into the game and made Larry.
Should we show that?
Inspired. We should show it. Inspired by his look when I was on last.
All right. So let me pull that up here. Hold on a second. Okay. Wait a minute. What's going on here? What is going on here?
So
what have you done to me?
Basically, Larry, I took the look from the last time you were on the show, or that I was on the show. You had a red sweater. I got as close as possible. And I wanted to, okay, so we're in San Diego, California. This is Friday Night SmackDown.
Right.
Your opponent comes out first. So let me build it up a little bit. I took one of your headshots, put it in the game. And one of the great things about this game is it allows you to go in and manipulate each, like even down to the eyebrow. It has like 4 points in an eyebrow that you can raise and lower. So it gets really granular.
You had to put me up against John Cena, really?
Okay, well, here's
Good choice. I love those jorts.
Jorts are the best, honestly. I have like 7 pairs of jorts. They're my go-to for the summer. But I put you up against John Cena because I wanted a challenge. I wanted to give you a challenge, and he's one of the biggest WWE superstars of all time. And so, yeah.
Okay, I've got clip 2. Let me know when you want me to roll clip 2, and I'll bring it in here because I haven't seen any of these.
I want your and Rebecca's reaction to this.
All right.
So
ready?
Here you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. There's my red jacket.
I love the glasses. The glasses are what's really doing it for me, honestly. Wow.
Well, I look pretty good there. I look pretty good.
Xbox Major Nelson.
Oh,
That's right. You've been hitting the gym.
Wow, you got me in my jeans. You know what? I got to tell you. Malik,
watch this entrance. Oh, you're soaking it all in. You're soaking it all in.
I gotta soak it in, and then I'll look at it. Here's my answer.
You know, when we first saw it, just the photo, I was like, oh, I don't know. But
what?
I'm like, yep, I see it. Oh.
There, yeah, exactly. See, you see the resemblance, Rebecca, right? And then the athleticism that you just displayed, Larry. I did not know that you could do that.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, come on. I feel like I should go get my red sweater on, and I got my glasses on. I should go get my red sweater on, but that's and then we've got a third one here. So you got to set this one up because I don't even.
Well, real quick, so how did I do on the?
I didn't know the power of the engine, but I'm going to tell you unlocked the power of that game perfectly. I am pleased with my presentation there. Thank you.
I would give it like an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Wait.
So do you?
There you go. We're just gonna. You can
so
talk over it.
Can you adjust it after you it populates from the picture? Oh, that's pretty good. Okay,
right?
I'm gonna give it more than 8 out of 10.
So
it's like there are certain angles I really see it. Wow.
There it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it adds, actually, if you go to the very last frame of this, it's like a perfect stare into the camera. But so yeah, basically you add the face and you can manipulate every feature, and there's multiple points. And so there's little things you can do, but I think it's a great question because actually anyone listening to this podcast, if you go to WWE 2K22, you can download this character. Just look for the hashtag Xbox and Major, type those in, and you'll be able to download it and edit it.
Send me your videos.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. There we go.
There you go.
Okay,
Rebecca, you still gonna stay with 8 over 10, or are you gonna maybe? Can you? Let's go back to that. Can you up it a little bit?
No, that's pretty good.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
Now the last clip we have here. I assume this is me getting my rear end kicked.
Yeah. So you're going against John Cena. That's right. If you're a wrestling fan, John Cena is one of the, he doesn't lose very often. So This is the final minute of the matchup with you versus John Cena.
I got my dress shoes on. I'm going outside the from the top turnbuckle. Yeah. Boom.
Actually, even the jeans also look accurate to jeans I've seen Larry wearing around the office.
That's I'm going to do it again. Here we go.
Yeah,
wow.
All right. This time it looks like you're waiting for him to get up. You're taunting John Cena. I don't think that's smart.
Oh, this is
wow.
Oh no, I don't even know what this is too much, Malik. This is too much.
Dang. Larry. Yes, there we go. Come on, John.
Turn it back on. By the way, I want to point out my glasses are staying on lovely during this entire What do you mean? I was doing so well. The John Cena comes in at the end and just bam, nails it. So
well,
thank you.
They don't call him Superman for no reason.
Thank you.
He's yeah.
I love John Cena.
I got to tell you, Malik, I was a little concerned because I remember even during the show I asked you. I said, "Hey, do you think you're going to be able to do that?" Oh yeah, I totally forgot about it. You nailed it. I'm going to give you. I mean, I know it's an 8 out of 10 that Rebecca was giving me, but I'm going to tell you, I got to give you an A+ for the class and the homework. So thank you.
That's awesome. It's okay. I appreciate it. Rebecca can be like the Simon Cowell, the more critical one. But I will say this. Like you mentioned just a second ago, I'd be interested to see any of our listeners or watchers, viewers, go and download Major Nelson. I'd love to see other interpretations of Major Nelson. So feel free to send them at Major Nelson.
Bring it. Bring it. I'll just say that. And you know what? Can I challenge the audience as well, Malik?
Yeah, go for it.
I'd like to see one of Jeff. I'd like to see one of you. You're an extended member of the podcast crew, and then of course Rebecca. I want to see you. So let's. I
think we have to look into the camera for just 1 second straight, no smiling, and or you can clip it out. There you go.
There you go. And you know what? I'll do one for you, Malik. Here you go.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Grab that. Have
Sweet.
Fun. Whew. All right. I don't think I can top any of that. I mean, what can top Major Nelson versus John Cena? I don't think anything can, but we'll try to continue here. Whew.
If there was ever a match that I wanted to see come to life,
that was
honestly,
it.
That
the
would
match
be
you didn't
it.
know you wanted.
Yeah, for real.
We're actually not going to have a show next week. We've got we all have some previous commitments, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to do a show next week. The following week, which is already at the end of April. Wow, we're already at the end of April already.
This year's flying by.
We are going to do it again, gang. We are going to go back into the studio live. So it'll be myself. Jeff will be there. Rebecca's flying in from New York City. Maybe Malik will stop by. I feel like I need to wear my red sweater and my jeans just to kind of go back to the WWE thing. But we're gonna be in the studio, so that'll be a live show, and we'll talk about that. Watch my Twitter at Major Nelson for full details on that. So, Malik, you want to wrap it? You got anything you want to say before we let you go again?
Well, yeah, I know, before my internet goes out again. No, I mean, I was just gonna say, just coming off that WWE clip. Well, about the Game Pass stuff. Go play Life is Strange: True Colors. It is one of the best games of last year. I love it. That series is amazing. But going back to the WWE stuff, I feel like we should get a petition. WrestleMania 39 is going to be in Los Angeles, California. So there have been celebrity appearances at every WrestleMania. And Larry, if you want to go up against John Cena, I think we should start petitioning that now.
April
2nd or April 1st, 2023 is when we
have a year.
Perfect amount of time.
Yeah, we have a year to let's mobilize the community. I clearly, what was presented and as myself in that clip that you so graciously created, Malik, versus reality there's a delta. So I'm going to need to hit the gym. So I'll work. I gotta work on that. So, but thank you. I agree. But download the characters. If you need to know how to find us on social, I'll put those up here at the bottom of the screen. You could hit up Malik if you want to remember how to download me, because I'm certainly not going to remember how to do that. But anyway, Rebecca, New York City, got anything going on out there this weekend?
I actually have a wedding this weekend. I'm going to be traveling a little bit, but I'm very excited to see you in a couple weeks. I mean, it feels like I just saw you not that long ago,
right?
But I think this year is just
that was February.
By,
that was February, yeah.
I can't believe it's already been 2 months. But yeah, I'm very excited to come home. A bunch of our team has moved into a new office. A lot of people are returning to work,
you haven't even seen the new office yet, have you?
I know. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Malik and I were in the office, I think it was last week, right, Malik?
That's right. You're gonna love it. It's very modern and very fancy. I didn't want to touch anything, so I can't wait to see your reaction.
Yeah, and the internet works,
Perfect.
Which is great. So anyway, all right, gang. We'll see you in a couple weeks with our live show. Follow me on Twitter, where all the updates. We're gonna have some fun. You're gonna see myself. You'll see Jeff. You'll see Rebecca. Malik's gonna stop by, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.